Here we go. You ready for language? Okay, so you should have done your page yesterday that started with these sentences. Hand me the keys should be your first one there. And we are going to review these sentences today and go over the bottom part that we didn't do together because we were talking about complex sentences. Okay, so let's go over your sentences. I want them out in front of you and you check and make sure that you got them correct. Hand me the keys to the computer room at the east end of the building. Who handed me the keys to the computer room at the east end of the building? You understood subject pronoun. What is being said about you? You hand verb. Hand what? Keys, verify the noun. Does keys mean the same thing as you? No. Keys, direct object. Hand, verb transitive. Hand keys to whom? Me, indirect object. The, article adjective. To, preposition. To what? Room, object of the preposition. What kind of room? Computer, adjective. The, article adjective. At, preposition. At what? End, object of the preposition. Which end? East, adjective. The, article adjective. Of, preposition. Of what? Building, object of the preposition. The, article adjective. Subject, noun, verb, transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3, check. Verb transitive, I did it. Check again. To the computer room, prepositional phrase. At the east end, prepositional phrase. Of the building, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, period, command, imperative sentence. Go back to the verb, separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is the sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay, did you get that? I hope you got it yesterday. Let's go to the next one. John showed Bill his model airplanes and his stamp collection. Who showed Bill his model airplanes and his stamp collection? John, subject, noun. What is being said about John? John showed verb. Showed what? Airplanes, verify the noun. Does airplanes mean the same thing as John? No. Airplanes, direct object. Showed, verb transitive. Showed airplanes to whom? Bill, indirect object. What kind of airplanes? Model, adjective. Whose airplanes? His, possessive pronoun adjective. And conjunction. Oh, I didn't look at the whole thing. What should we have here? What did he show? He showed airplanes and collection. So that should be a compound direct object. And that should be a compound direct object. What kind of collection? Stamp, adjective. Whose collection? His, possessive pronoun adjective. Subject, noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object, pattern 3, check. Verb transitive, check again. No prepositional phrases, right? Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb, separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is the sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay, did you catch the compound direct object before I did? I hope so. My parents gave James and John identical birthday presents. Now I'm going to pay attention. Okay, here we go. Who gave James and John identical birthday presents? Parents, subject, noun. What is being said about parents? Parents gave verb. Gave what? They gave presents. Verify the noun. Does presents mean the same thing as parents? No. Presents, direct object. Gave, verb, transitive. Gave presents to whom? James and John. Compound indirect object. And conjunction. What kind of presents? Birthday, adjective. What kind of presents? Identical. Adjective. Whose parents? My. Possessive pronoun. Adjective. Subject, noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object. Pattern 3, check. Verb transitive, check again. No prepositional phrases. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is a sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Amy's grandmother gave her a new umbrella for her trip to Europe. Who gave her a new umbrella for her trip to Europe? Grandmother. Subject, noun. What is being said about grandmother? Grandmother gave, verb. Gave what? Umbrella. Verify the noun. Does umbrella mean the same thing as grandmother? No. Umbrella, direct object. Gave umbrella, gave, verb transitive. Gave umbrella to whom? Her, indirect object. What kind of umbrella? New, adjective. Article, adjective. For, preposition. For what? Trip, object of the preposition. Whose trip? Her, possessive pronoun, adjective. To, preposition. To what? Europe, object of the preposition. Whose grandmother? Amy's, possessive noun, adjective. Subject, noun, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object. Pattern 3, check. Verb transitive, check again. For her trip, prepositional phrase. To Europe, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? No. Is the sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Now, for number 5, we need to list the object pronouns from the sentence above. Object pronouns mean any of the pronouns that can come in the indirect object, the direct object, or the object of the preposition. Okay, so we're not looking at subjects, we're only looking at those places. So let's go back to 1, and I see me. So me is going to be an objective pronoun. And I don't see any pronouns here except for possessive. That's possessive. That's possessive. No object ones. This is possessive. Okay. Her, indirect object. That's your other one. Okay. So but look at this her. It's the same word, but it's not used the same way. This is possessive, so I wouldn't write that. So I would have me and her, and those are your object pronouns. Now, let's look here. We did 1 and 2 together yesterday. You should have combined sentence 3. I had worked very hard / I gave myself a treat. They gave you since and a number 1, so you should have written it this way. Since I had worked very hard, comma, I gave myself a treat. Number 4. Sue walked along the shore / she collected tiny shells. They gave you as and a number 1. So as goes at the beginning. As Sue walked along the shore, comma, she collected tiny shells. The mother enjoyed a quiet moment / the baby slept. They gave you a while and a 2. So that means it goes here. The mother enjoyed a quiet moment while the baby slept. Okay, now let's look at the sentences. Our team lost, comma, but they played a good game. So that would be a compound, right? Because it has a comma, but. I love to read, semicolon. Consequently, I go to the library once a week. Remember, we practiced this semicolon and this transitional word, so this is a compound also. The kids and I, 2 people, ordered toast, ham, and eggs. We did one thing, but there were 2 people, so that would be compound subject. During the winter when the cold wind blows, it's not finished, so that would be a fragment. When I heard the news, comma, I shouted for joy. This is an independent phrase with a dependent phrase, so this is complex. There's no conjunction here, so that's your clue that it's not compound. The children laughed when the clown lost his bloomers. When the clown lost his bloomers cannot stand alone, so this is another complex sentence. Okay, and we did the bottom part together, and you should have 3 complex sentences there at the bottom. Or 3 compound, right? Oh, no, write 3 complex sentences, underline each subordinate sentence. Okay, here's our vocabulary word. Contemplate, contemplate, contemplate. Definition, to consider carefully. Sentence, he contemplated his problem. Synonym, think. Antonym, disregard. Disregard means to not think about something. So it really is the opposite of contemplate, that you're not going to think on it. You're just going to put it to the side. So he contemplated his problem. It is a better sentence than their last one, but still not very good. They still start it with a pronoun, which doesn't give me any idea of who the he is. And they don't tell me what his problem is. So I could make this a better sentence by saying, the little boy contemplated the problem of not making the baseball team. Okay, so now I have a who and I have a specific problem that he is contemplating or thinking about. So I want you to do what I did and beef up this sentence a little bit. Give me a real subject and give me what the problem is instead of just saying contemplated his problem. And you don't even have to use the word problem. You can say contemplated, and then I could take this out and say the little boy contemplated. I could make it even better by saying what he would do if he did not make the baseball team. You could pick any of the presidents that we have talked about and talk about what problem that they had to contemplate or something that they contemplated. They contemplated this. You could also say, our lessons have caused me to contemplate what? Contemplate just is a really good vocabulary word for thinking about something and thinking about it a lot. Like kind of another word is mulling over it, or I think of my mind lots of times as a washing machine where things just kind of toss around and toss, or more like a dryer. Things are just kind of tossing around in there, and that's contemplating, thinking about it for a while. What are some things that you have been contemplating? Give me a better sentence than what they gave me. Okay, I look forward to reading them.